Hey, what's up everyone? Wolfman here, and today I am doing another LEGO Star Wars review, and today, as by from the title of this video and the thumbnail, I am doing a review on the LEGO Star Wars Rebel A-Wing Starfighter. And before I get into the review, I'm going to give you guys a quick update on what I'm going to be doing on the channel. I'm moving onward into doing the sets from the Rebel Alliance, and then I'll be shifting onward, probably either my Resistance, just so I can finish off those other fighters, which are roughly the same kind of starfighters, but just of different eras. Or I might jump into my Republic armies, and now that's going to be quite big because I got quite the handful of starfighters. Probably not as many as my Rebel Alliance / Resistance, but probably just as much. And I think that is roughly it. Now, like I said in my last video or my last review, if you haven't seen that, please feel free to go back and check that one out as well here on this channel. It is the other A-Wing, and I will be showing off that one as well as a comparison, because surprisingly every A-Wing that's been coming out, they've gotten progressively bigger, mainly by one stud in length, and of course a few key differences, but in general they still use some of the same pieces. So I'd say, with that out of the way, without further ado, on to the review. So here it is, set number 75175, A-Wing Starfighter. This set was first released back in 2017, and it has 358 pieces and comes with 3 minifigures, which I got down here below. And I'll just go through these guys real quick. It comes with the A-Wing pilot, the infamous Lando Calrissian in his general look from Return of the Jedi, and a Rebel ground crew member. And I'll post some pictures right now so you can guys get a decent look. And I do believe these guys are two-faced, so you can so they have one expression, they have another expression. And of course Lando does come with his awesome cape, which I gotta say I actually like a lot, especially the type of fabric, because I believe back in the day or so when they first introduced capes, they were kind of papery like, or something that resembles a piece of paper, but a bit more softer, I guess. But this stuff feels like it's made out of an actual fabric, and I actually like the look on this guy as well. But it's mostly just the capes, which I'm a big fan of. I mean, I love the fact that they've actually changed the capes in newer sets, or as far back as several years. I don't know how long exactly. But this set does come with quite the display of figures. And I wish you can go out and get this set, but it has long since retired. But alas, still a good set with figures worth getting in. I'll get those guys set aside. And one extra feature that this thing comes with is this fun little sucker. This is actually a little tram for our ground crew guy to basically sit and control. You put it there in the front. Of course, I'll put some other pictures just so you guys can get a better look. And it does come with a ladder for the pilot to mount the A-Wing. And it comes with a welder here, as well as a toolbox, which I believe can be removed. Hang on. Yep, they can kind of anyways. You gotta detach the welder. But it does come with a little toolbox with a display on it and an opening door. I don't have anything in at the moment. So again, I'll post a photo. And this sucker is actually a really neat little accessory. And I think I'll show off one way that the pilot can get on. You can basically stick that to the side right there, and the pilot can get on. But I just have it. I hardly ever use that function. If only if I was going to display it that way, which I won't, aside from that one moment. But yeah, this is a neat little accessory that they threw in here. Yeah, I don't think I have much to say. I like the color scheme, which is a cautionary yellow, which should be visible, and which makes it more visible. And it's quite the neat little design. So, well, I'm actually a fan for this. Now, on to the actual starfighter itself, the Rebel Alliance A-Wing. Now, if you actually saw the thumbnail in this video, you notice that the side-mounted guns are actually different, because I actually decided to change it because I didn't like those other guns. They were just too small, too flat. They didn't really add a lot of aesthetic, or a real aesthetic look, or a real realistic look, so I actually mimicked the design from the other A-Wing, which was my first one, and actually mimicked it for this one, and even my Resistance A-Wing. I mean, I just like this design better than the flat ones. I mean, it still has its articulation. It can still go 360 degrees when in the air, when not landed. Now, I didn't, of course, some of the pieces I actually didn't have that I could use, like in the original ones. But I still did, but I was still able to pull it off nonetheless, and I actually like it way, way better than the other side-mounted guns look. A few other notable differences in this is actually the engine pod, which you can see is the piece I actually had mentioned before in the last review. It was a piece I actually love using on starfighters, but as you can see, it actually doesn't come with that. I mean, you got to use actual several pieces to make up the engine pods for both, and of course, like this, unlike the other model, it does come with these pieces here for the back, on the engine mounts. It still comes with the smaller thrusters in the back, which I actually like. And once again, this sucker does have landing gear, but it's a different layout. It still has that look. It does come with a couple stud launchers, or the spring-loaded missiles, which once again I do not have. And to activate those, you got a couple pieces here, right where these two gray bits are. It's where you push down to release the missiles. But alas, I don't use them, so I just keep these suckers in here just for looks. But of course, as far as the landing gear, it kind of bothers me. These guys don't really fold up all the way, but surprisingly, you really can't tell from the side view, and barely notice it from front or back, or maybe a little bit from the front, and maybe so on the back. But it really doesn't bother me. But thankfully, the front landing gear here, it actually does get tucked away on the inside, right up in there. It's actually quite flush, which I really love. I mean, that's a neat design that whoever designed this sucker really probably put that into consideration. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that on purpose, just so you can create that aerodynamic look, which I'm not gonna get tired of saying I actually love. I mean, I wasn't a fan of the A-Wing before, but I am now. I don't really know how to rank the A-Wing. I don't know if it's better than, say, the X-Wing or the Y-Wing. I don't know. I mean, didn't care, but now I do. I mean, I love this design. And of course, you can have the pilot sit in there as well. I think for once I'm actually gonna do that. Stick the pilot in there. I mean, one thing I don't know if I pointed out in the other one's design, they don't really sit on studs per se. It's same with this guy. I mean, he just sits in there. There is a piece that actually makes him stand or sit still, which is neat. And this thing actually does have a lot of space in it, which is a neat touch. I'm sorry if you guys can barely see that, but there actually is a piece in there that actually makes the figure stay in there pretty well. But yeah, this is a neat design. I actually like the color scheme. I mean, the red and the white looks really awesome. If I were to do some changes or create my own mock of this sucker, I would probably change out the red and put blue in it, and maybe do one other design, maybe yellow, if that upsets anyone. Which then it would be reason enough for me to probably not do it, because white and yellow, not really a great combination in my opinion. But like I said before, I'm going to do a comparison with the other A-Wing, which I've kept out since the last review, and there are some similarities. They use some of the same pieces, like in the fronts here, the cockpit pieces, this piece behind the cockpit, and even the wing bits on the backs here, which is awesome. I mean, I actually like these pieces. It makes it look more authentic, like based off of the actual A-Wing design. Now, one notable thing, like I said before, this sucker actually is shorter, and if possible, I will show a picture of him standing on end, and basically this sucker is actually, I do sincerely believe, is longer, and I hope I am right in the photo. But yeah, I mean, this is it's a neat design given the different eras. When this was pre, uh, this design came out in the Star Wars Rebels series, which was supposed to be before the Battle of Yavin, and this one was basically established after Yavin. In fact, this ship was permanently introduced in Return of the Jedi. Excuse me. And it pretty much played a key role in taking down the Super Star Destroyer. If anyone actually does recall seeing that. Of course, like I said before, I did take the same side gun design mimicked from this sucker and transferred to this one with some pieces that I still had, and actually managed to make it look a little more uniform than sloppy than like this, or as far as the color scheme. But yeah. So I believe that is it. I do believe. Well, that was my review on the Rebel Alliance A-Wing. And if you like that video, please feel free to leave a like down below and leave a comment, because I would really like to hear some feedback to anyone who has come across this channel, or to anyone who has subscribed already. And if you haven't subscribed, come join the Wolfpack by hitting the red subscribe button down below for more reviews, which will be coming out hopefully on a weekly basis. I might do one more or so if I'm not busy doing my ukulele tutorials, which is basically me showing off my musical skills. But that's another bit on this channel that I do. So if anyone who is interested, then please come join the Wolfpack once again for more content, and tune in for the next review or even next video. And my little reminder that Jesus loves you more than Elmo and Barney, and I'll see you guys next time.